You made that transition in college from playing quarterback and going to tight end. Tell me what that experience was like.
You know, it was crazy. Playing quarterback, I never really blocked anyone. So
Right.
I mean, that was definitely the biggest transition for me. But at quarterback, I like to say I was a physical player. I ran the ball a lot. So you know, it wasn't the physicality of it, but it was really just like the technique and staying balanced. Because when you're running the ball, you're just trying to run through someone.
Right.
But if you do try to do that blocking, you'll just get snagged off. So that was probably the biggest learning curve for me there.
Yeah, I can relate to that because my junior year I played quarterback and I made a transition and played tight end that year because we had some injuries. And it was the same thing for me. It was the technique. It's standing across from this big guy and I'm going, what am I supposed to do? Hopefully this tackle helps me right here. I mean, it is a really big transition though. Would you say that when you're sitting there at the quarterback position, what's scarier, taking on a blitz or actually standing across from a guy at the tight end position that you know you've got to block one-on-one and being able to take that block one-on-one?
Well, definitely being at quarterback, having those blitzes come in. The soreness of the next day playing quarterback is definitely on a whole nother level compared to playing tight end.
It's the truth, man. The physicality of the position is pretty crazy. Now, you've got a new offensive coordinator. Talk to me about that and that transition, the new offense and the scheme, and how that all fits your skill set.
Coach Shiraka, he's a great coach. He's all about toughness, execution of the play, violence, and we really take a big precedence over taking care of the football. So I think that really bodes well to our team, and I'm really excited to get into camp and start hitting and running these plays.
Start hitting. You're starting to sound like a real tight end here. I love that. All right, you're from New Jersey. I got to ask you some Jersey questions. So, what's the most Jersey thing about you?
I would say, I like to spend my weekends in the summer at the Jersey Shore. That's my spot. Just going down there every weekend. Smelling that sea salt in the air and driving over the bridge. There's nothing like it.
I love it. Spoken truly like somebody that's from New Jersey. All right, how about a stereotype that is actually true about people from New Jersey?
Well, where I'm from, there's a lot of Italians. We love pizza. We love all the great Italian food. Chicken parm, all that. And I think that was just great. Growing up with all the great food around me, it was awesome.
That's great. And there's been quite a few incredible musicians that's come from the state of New Jersey. Who would you say is the best? And I can name a few if you want. I mean, you've got Bruce Springsteen, you've got Frank Sinatra, you've got Bon Jovi, you've got Whitney Houston. Maybe you're a Jonas Brothers type individual. I don't know, but who would you say in that collection, or if you have somebody else in mind, would you say maybe he's the best musician to come out of the state of New Jersey?
I mean, those are a great list of guys. I mean, I think it really comes down to time and place. Frank Sinatra. If you're at a nice, like fancy dinner, throw on a little Frank Sinatra, and then Bruce Springsteen. Just a nice summer day, blasting, Born in the USA. Yeah, but it's all just great guys.
I love it. And then, so when you think about the talent that's come out of New Jersey, there's been a lot of incredible talent, and I'm talking about football players. And so when you think about the best football player to come out of the state of New Jersey, or somebody that you say, that's a guy right there, who would you say is somebody that you've looked up to, or somebody that you think is the best one to ever come out of the state of New Jersey?
I think growing up, the best player I watched in high school football, probably Jabril Peppers. I mean, he was in high school, and there wasn't a play he couldn't make, and he was tough for my alma mater, Bergen Catholic, going against him. But I mean, it was really just a sight to watch him in high school.
Yeah, he's a special player. I played against him in the league, and you talk about size, speed, can do it all. It was pretty amazing. Yeah. All right, now let's get into some football. Okay, what was the earliest memory that you have of playing football growing up?
Earliest memory, I remember my first football practice, and I had just got all my pads and stuff. I think it might have been in like 3rd grade, right. And I remember we had practice that day, and my dad comes down, and I'm already dressed, full pads in the kitchen. I got my helmet on, my shoulder pads,
that's what I'm talking
everything
about.
on. I was just ready to go.
Right. That's a great memory. I do remember when I got my pads for the first time. That's a unique experience, isn't it? Like when you get those pads for the first time. And I know you mentioned your dad. Your dad coached you, right, throughout your youth and all your youth sports. Talk about the impact he had on you growing up and actually helping you to develop to the player that you are today.
Yeah, I mean, my dad played a huge role in my love for the game of football. He really taught me, you know, just like the basics of football and like really the mentality you need to have. You know, he taught me, you know, like in order to you know, run the ball effectively, you need to run through people, you know, not to people. You know, he told me to run through the smoke and all these, you know, great things that like I still think about today. And you know, I'll forever be grateful for like, that time that he was able to coach me in youth football.
All right, so we're going to talk about Big Ten here. What's the best uniform in the Big Ten?
Rutgers Scarlet Knights blackout.
I was going to say, you can say anything but that. Okay, worst visiting locker room to have to play or go to?
I remember my first year here, and then we're going to go back again this year. I remember Iowa. They got that all pink,
I was going to say,
that all pink locker room. I mean, I'm sure that's on purpose. They're trying to have the worst locker room in the Big Ten, and I think they take the cake.
I think they've won that competition.
Yeah.
Okay, how about the wildest student section?
Wildest student section. I'd have to go with the Scarlet Knights again. You know, they show up every week, and you know, they bring the energy. And you know, it's just great to have them on our side.
Best athlete to come out of your school of all time at the Rutgers?
That's a good question. Gonna have to go with Marco Battaglia. Yeah.